Every single morning, millions of people hit snooze. They pull the covers back over their heads. They choose 5 more minutes of warmth over their dreams. And every single morning, they lose. Here's what nobody tells you. Comfort is a slow poison. It feels good going down, but it's killing everything you could become. Look around you. That crowd you just saw at the beginning, they're all chasing the same thing, the path of least resistance, the easy road, the comfortable choice. And where does it lead them? To lives they tolerate instead of lives they love. Think about the last time you did something uncomfortable. Really uncomfortable. Maybe you had that difficult conversation. Maybe you started that workout program. Maybe you applied for that position everyone said you weren't ready for. Remember how it felt? Your heart racing, your palms sweating, that voice in your head screaming at you to retreat back to safety. But here's the thing. That feeling? That's not fear of failure. That's the feeling of growth trying to happen. That's your old self fighting your new self. And comfort? Comfort is your old self winning. Your brain is designed to keep you safe, not to make you successful. It's a survival machine, not a success machine. Every time you reach for comfort, you're activating millions of years of evolutionary programming that says, stay here, where it's safe. Your ancestors survived because they avoided risk. They stayed in the cave when it was cold. They didn't explore unfamiliar territory. They did what worked yesterday because yesterday they didn't die. But you're not trying to survive. You're trying to thrive. And those are two completely different games with completely different rules. Survival rewards comfort, success rewards courage. And your brain can't tell the difference between the fear of being eaten by a predator and the fear of starting your own business. To your ancient hardware, it's all the same threat. So it keeps you comfortable, keeps you safe, keeps you small. Look at anyone who's achieved something remarkable. I mean, really look at their journey. The entrepreneur who risks their savings doesn't have a safety net. The athlete who trains until their body breaks down doesn't have comfortable mornings. The artist who creates despite the criticism doesn't have peaceful evenings free from self-doubt. The student who studies while everyone else parties doesn't have easy weekends. None of them are comfortable, but all of them are alive in a way that comfortable people will never understand. And here's what's interesting. If you ask them, most will tell you the same thing. The discomfort was worth it. Not because it felt good, but because it led somewhere. It had a destination. It had meaning. Comfort doesn't lead anywhere. It's a circle. You wake up comfortable, you stay comfortable all day, you go to bed comfortable, and you wake up in the exact same place tomorrow. Let me ask you something. What did you give up today for comfort? Did you skip the gym because your bed was warm? Did you avoid sending that email because rejection might hurt? Did you scroll through your phone instead of working on your goals because entertainment is easier than effort? Did you stay quiet in that meeting because speaking up felt risky? Did you order takeout instead of cooking because it was easier? Did you watch someone else live their dreams on a screen because building your own felt too hard? These aren't small choices. They're votes. Every time you choose comfort, you're voting for the person you are. Every time you choose discomfort, you're voting for the person you want to become. And in the end, you'll become whoever gets the most votes. Right now, take a mental count. How many votes did comfort get today? How many did your future self get? Be honest. Here's the trap that gets everyone. Comfort is incremental. You don't wake up one day at 40 years old and suddenly realize you've wasted your life. It happens slowly, almost invisibly. One Netflix episode becomes a season. One skipped workout becomes a month. One "I'll start tomorrow" becomes a year. 1 year becomes 5. Comfort convinces you that you have time, that you can start later, that today doesn't really matter, that this one choice won't make a difference. And it's right. One choice won't make a difference. But 1,000 choices will. 10,000 choices will. And those 10,000 choices happen one day at a time, one moment at a time, one decision at a time. The scary part? You don't feel it happening. Comfort is painless. That's what makes it dangerous. When you break your leg, you know immediately. The pain is instant and obvious. But when you waste your potential, there's no pain, no alarm, no warning signal, just years passing by, just dreams fading, just potential dying quietly while you were busy being comfortable. Time is the one resource you can't buy back, and comfortable people always run out of it first, not because they had less of it, but because they wasted more of it. So what's the alternative? Do you have to be miserable to be successful? Do you have to suffer for the sake of suffering? Do you have to punish yourself every single day? No. But you have to understand something crucial. There are two types of discomfort in life. There's the discomfort of discipline, and there's the discomfort of regret. The discomfort of discipline weighs ounces. It's waking up early, having hard conversations, doing the work when you don't feel like it, training when you're tired, creating when you're uninspired, pushing when you want to quit. The discomfort of regret weighs tons. It's looking back at 40, 50, 60 years old and realizing you could have been something more. It's watching other people live the life you were too comfortable to build. It's knowing you had potential you never used, dreams you never chased, and a life you never lived. You're going to experience discomfort either way. The only question is which type you choose. And here's what successful people understand. You don't have to avoid comfort forever. You just have to be willing to trade temporary comfort for permanent satisfaction. You have the hard work out today so you can feel powerful tomorrow. The difficult conversation now so you can have better relationships later. The long hours this year so you can have freedom next year. The sacrifice today so you can have the life you want for the rest of your life. Successful people aren't avoiding comfort. They're just willing to delay it. They understand that real comfort, the kind that actually matters, the kind that comes from knowing you gave it everything, only comes after you've earned it. Here's what changes everything. Stop asking, what's comfortable? And start asking, what's necessary? What's necessary for your health? What's necessary for your relationships? What's necessary for your career? What's necessary for your finances? What's necessary for the life you actually want to live? When you shift from comfort seeking to purpose seeking, everything changes. The hard things don't get easier, but they start to matter more. The uncomfortable choices don't feel better, but they feel right. And slowly, something incredible happens. You become someone who doesn't need comfort as a crutch. You become someone who can handle discomfort because you know where it leads. You stop seeing discomfort as the enemy and start seeing it as the signal. The signal that you're growing. The signal that you're pushing boundaries. The signal that you're becoming more. Think about it. Every single thing you're proud of in your life came from discomfort. Learning to walk was uncomfortable. Your first day of school was uncomfortable. Your first job was uncomfortable. Your first real challenge was uncomfortable. Comfort never taught you anything. Comfort never made you stronger. Comfort never helped you grow. Discomfort did all of that. But here's the deepest truth. This isn't really about comfort versus discomfort. It's about identity. Who are you? Are you someone who shrinks from challenges or someone who rises to meet them? Are you someone who needs everything to be easy or someone who can handle hard? Are you someone who quits when it gets difficult or someone who persists until it gets done? Every choice you make is answering that question. Every time you choose the uncomfortable path, you're telling yourself, I'm the kind of person who can handle this. Every time you choose the comfortable path, you're telling yourself, I'm the kind of person who can't. And eventually, you start to believe it. The person who hits snooze starts to believe they're not disciplined. The person who avoids difficult conversations starts to believe they're not brave. The person who quits when things get hard starts to believe they're not capable. But none of that is true. It's just a story you've been telling yourself for so long that it feels like truth. You can change that story. Today. Right now. With your next choice. You can become the person who wakes up when the alarm rings, the person who has hard conversations, the person who does difficult things, the person who keeps going when everyone else quits. Not because you're special, not because you're different, but because you decided to be. So here's your challenge, and I want you to really commit to this. For the next 30 days, become comfortable with being uncomfortable. Wake up when the alarm goes off, no snooze button. Have the conversation you've been avoiding. Do the work you've been procrastinating. Make the choice that scares you. Take the action you've been delaying, not because it feels good, but because it creates good. Start small if you need to. Take a cold shower. Do 10 push-ups. Make that one phone call. Send that one email. But do something uncomfortable every single day. And watch what happens. Watch how your confidence builds, how your results improve, how your self-respect grows, how your life transforms. Because here's the secret. Confidence doesn't come from affirmations or positive thinking. It comes from keeping promises to yourself. It comes from doing hard things and proving to yourself that you can. That alarm clock that went off at the beginning of this video, it's still ringing. For you. Right now. This moment, you can hit snooze and go back to comfortable. You can close this video and forget everything you just heard. You can go back to choosing the easy path, the safe choice, the comfortable option. Or you can wake up. You can finally start living. You can choose the path that leads somewhere instead of the path that circles back to where you started. The crowd chooses comfort. They always have. They always will. That's why they're the crowd. But the successful, the fulfilled, the ones who actually live before they die, they choose growth. They choose challenge. They choose discomfort. Which will you choose?